Angela Lonsdale's time in Emmerdale is coming to an end as the soap continues. Charity Dingle's disturbing sexual assault storyline involving Dr. Todd. The actress, who appeared as Detective Sergeant Reid after Charity became the victim of a brutal assault by her blackmailer, has officially announced that she is leaving the ITV drama. On Instagram, Lonsdale posted a collection of behind-the-scenes photos from her time on the show. In the caption, she expressed how grateful she was to portray DS Reid and to be entrusted with such an emotionally challenging storyline. She also praised her fellow cast members, saying that working with her exceptionally talented co-stars had been one of the greatest experiences of her career. She went on to thank the entire cast and production team for welcoming her from the very beginning and making her feel like part of the Emmerdale family. Lonsdale also confirmed that her final appearances as DS Reid will be broadcast this week. Earlier this year, Dr. Todd set her sights on Charity after uncovering the shocking truth about baby Leyla's real parents. Charity had agreed to become a surrogate for her granddaughter Sarah and Sarah's husband Jacob, while hiding the fact that she had previously been involved in an affair with Ross. Once Dr. Todd learned that Charity and Ross were Leyla's biological parents, she began threatening Charity with the secret. Her intimidation became increasingly cruel and eventually led to a horrific sexual assault. A flash-forward scene has already revealed that Dr. Todd will die, setting the stage for a major murder mystery that is expected to dominate the soap throughout the summer. With the manipulative doctor creating numerous enemies since arriving in the village, several residents have believable motives for wanting revenge. Charity, her husband Mack, her former partner Vanessa, and others all have reasons to seek justice, leaving viewers wondering who could ultimately be responsible for Dr. Todd's death. 5 Emmerdale spoilers for tonight, as Charity faces fresh heartbreak. Tonight's episode of Emmerdale brings more emotional challenges for Charity, as another meeting with Helen ends in disappointment instead of the breakthrough she desperately wanted. Elsewhere, Kane is forced to confront more painful news, while Serena quietly pursues her own hidden plan as she continues getting closer to Ross. One Charity suffers another crushing setback. Mack fears Charity may have become overly optimistic after her recent conversation with Helen, another woman who was targeted by Dr. Todd. When Helen returns to the village, she opens up further about the abuse she endured and the lasting effect it has had on her life. Despite recognizing that her testimony could strengthen Charity's case, Helen ultimately decides she won't report Dr. Todd to the police, leaving Charity devastated. 2. Kyle feels abandoned by Kane. Kyle is finding cadets increasingly difficult and worries that he's falling behind the other youngsters in the group. Hoping for guidance, he turns to Kane, but his father offers little encouragement. Instead, Kane remains preoccupied with trying to find help for Monty the dog, leaving both Kyle and Moira feeling shut out. His focus on the family pet raises questions about whether he's neglecting those closest to him. 3. Kane receives heartbreaking confirmation. Moira attempts to prepare Kane for the reality that Monty's condition cannot be reversed, reminding him of the prognosis Paddy previously delivered. Kane's worst fears are confirmed when he learns that Monty's tumours cannot be operated on. Faced with the devastating news, he must come to terms with the difficult road ahead. 4. Serena has hidden motives. Serena enjoys what appears to be a relaxed date with Ross at the Hyde, but her interest soon shifts toward his work at Home Farm. She carefully questions him about what happens at Kim Tate's estate, suggesting her curiosity is driven by something more than casual conversation. For now, the real reason behind her interest remains a mystery. 5. Kev overwhelms Lewis. Determined to make up for the birthdays he missed over the years, Kev showers Lewis with an abundance of presents ahead of his son's special day. Although the gesture comes from a good place, Lewis quickly begins to feel uncomfortable as the attention and gifts become too much for him to handle. Emmerdale uncovers Dr. Todd's disturbing past in emotional scenes. Emmerdale has revealed more details about Dr. Todd's shocking history, placing Charity Dingle at the heart of an emotional storyline as more of the villain's abusive behavior is exposed. Earlier this year, Dr. Todd intimidated Jacob at the hospital before turning her attention to other villagers. She later blackmailed Charity over the truth about Leyla's parentage and eventually subjected her to a horrifying sexual assault. Tuesday's episode opened with Charity determined to keep fighting despite discovering that the investigation had been closed. Although Mack encouraged her to reconnect with the support group, Charity insisted she was coping. Meanwhile, Mack and Vanessa decided to investigate Dr. Todd's behavior at the hospital themselves, hoping to discover whether anyone else had suffered because of her actions. Vanessa visited Jacob and apologized for previously doubting his accusations. She then asked whether he knew of any additional complaints involving Dr. Todd. Jacob directed her to Carol, an employee in the hospital's human resources department. Carol explained that she couldn't openly discuss confidential information because doing so could put her job at risk. However, without directly saying anything, she quietly left an important document at the printer for Vanessa to find. Before long, Charity realized Mack and Vanessa had been working together behind her back and traveled to the hospital to confront them. While questioning Vanessa's secretive approach, another hospital employee named Helen overheard the conversation about Dr. Todd. Clearly shaken, Helen attempted to leave, but Charity stopped her by revealing that she had also been sexually assaulted by Dr. Todd. Encouraged by Charity's honesty, Helen shared her own painful experience, explaining that Dr. Todd attacked her after she rejected her unwanted advances. Helen went on to reveal that Dr. Todd later spread false accusations about her as an act of revenge. She believed the doctor deliberately manipulated situations to strengthen her own reputation within the hospital. Afraid that nobody would believe her version of events, Helen chose to remain silent for years. Although Helen admitted she had felt helpless for a long time, Charity urged her to stand together and seek justice. She explained that they had a real opportunity to expose Dr. Todd's crimes if they united. While Helen stopped short of making a commitment, she promised to consider it, giving Charity renewed hope that the truth might finally come to light. Emmerdale's DS Reid, actress, confirms her final episodes air this week, as Dr. Todd's storyline reaches its conclusion. Angela Lonsdale has confirmed that her final appearances as DS Reid will be broadcast this week, as Emmerdale heads toward the dramatic conclusion of the Dr. Todd storyline, following the earlier flash-forward that revealed the Doctor's death. The former Coronation Street actress made a surprise arrival in the ITV soap as Detective Sergeant Reid, the officer leading the investigation into Charity Dingle's sexual assault case involving Dr. Caitlin Todd. Before joining Emmerdale, Lonsdale was well known for portraying Sergeant Emma Taylor in Coronation Street between 2000 and 2003. During her time on the soap, Emma married Curly Watts, and the couple later welcomed their son, Ben. They eventually left Weatherfield to begin a new life in Newcastle, although it was later revealed that their marriage had come to an end. Earlier this year, Dr. Todd arrived in the village as the mentor assigned to trainee doctor Jacob Sugden. Despite her impressive reputation as an experienced consultant, she soon exposed a much darker side by repeatedly intimidating and mistreating Jacob at work. Emmerdale is broadcast on ITV1 every weekday at 8 p.m. New episodes are also available to watch from 7 a.m. on ITVX and YouTube before their television transmission.